Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes Room. Let's get this. Yeah, I don't see that. There we go. Okay, let's do this. Current blood sugar is 8.6. Have come down from the early morning high. And now things are starting to be a little bit better. Last night, I forgot to take a blood test, and I just wanted to go to bed and I fell asleep. I forgot to do a blood sugar, which meant I didn't calibrate my pump. So at 4:15, 4:20, I was told I had to do a calibration. If you want a good sleep, that was a user error. Plain and simple. Time and range? Look at that. Pretty damn good numbers. 100%. Nothing above, nothing below, just right in there. Average blood sugar is at 6.6, which I feel better at. So, keeping things up. Today I want to discuss Forget Me Not. No, we're not doing flower poetry today. Don't forget to take your insulin. Don't forget to do your blood sugars. You'll find that you're going to be so much better off. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Now, if you forgot to take your insulin, there was always your body would tell you. You'd be racing out the door, you'd be trying to get to work, and you start feeling that nauseating feeling. And it's your body saying, hey, I think you forgot something. And of course, that meant you'd have to stop off at a drugstore and you'd have to get insulin. Now, where I'm from, insulin is pretty easy to get. Most people don't buy insulin unless they are diabetic. It's not the preferred way of killing someone. Even though it can be troublesome for a non-diabetic. I've heard insulin can be used in bodybuilding, and it's just a whole bunch. So, I don't need to show you that. It's my time, see? But you need to remember, you need to come in with some sort of game plan. The only thing that really works for me is regimentation. I would have to get up, I would have to do a blood test, go shower, take my insulin, eat breakfast, and then leave. I would have insulin at the office, I learned. So if I forgot to take my shot at home, when I got to the office, I could take insulin. Because, I'd have a big lunch or whatever, I would need insulin. That sort of got me thinking. I was going through a tough time with my blood sugars, and I would have a glucometer at the office, a glucometer at home, a glucometer at a training store I trained out of. I had them all around. I had one in my briefcase too, so that I'd never be without a glucometer. Pure and simple. So you need to come up with a plan. Now, some people do, wallet check, and they go through a whole check. Did I do my insulin? Checked. That never really seemed to work for me. For me, it was always a regimentation. Because you forget to take your insulin first thing in the morning and your blood sugars start to climb. You spend most of the day trying to bring your blood sugar down. You can't sort of just take a whole bunch of insulin and it drops really quickly and you can just go on your merry way. It doesn't work that well, because what ends up happening is you give way too much insulin and you go down really quickly. So keep that in mind. Last night, I forgot to do a blood test. Now, blood tests you can go without doing, and you really don't feel any ill effects. And most type 1 diabetics as adults know that if you miss one blood sugar, it's not going to be the end of the world. And then it's very easy to miss 2, and then you stop doing your blood sugars altogether. Don't do that. You need to constantly keep up with your blood sugars, doing them on a regular basis. You have to remember your insulin. You have to remember to do a blood test. You have to constantly wear the pump. There's so much that goes into our daily lives that it's easy to forget something. So, what to do if you forget something? Let's say you are halfway to work and you didn't get any insulin. You're going to be late for work because you're going to have to go. You're going to have to do the whole interview with the pharmacist to get 1 bottle of insulin so that you can carry on. Now, a lot of these other pharmacies, you also have to remember, they have their regular clientele. They may have 1 bottle left over. So, while a lot of places do carry extra, if you're in sort of like an emergency to get your insulin, go to the larger retailer. There's nothing wrong with going to a small retailer, but chances are they're going to have just enough supply to cover their daily needs. So any of your big box drugstores will probably have extra insulin for you. I'm just saying, there's always going to be circumstances. You may have to go to one or two to get your bottle of insulin. And you want to take a dose which is prescribed by your doctor. I'll have to bring that up with my diabetic nurse. How much of your regular dose are you going to take? How much of a correction? That should be discussed prior. But a lot of people don't think to ask these type of questions. You know what? My doctor's just going to be furious. Why am I planning to do something wrong? All diabetics should just be the perfect diabetic. Well, that's wonderful, a great philosophy. My father had that same philosophy. Don't get me wrong, but my bodies didn't always follow what it should. Let's just say that. And when I started having issues, well, you're cheating. You must be cheating. Why else would your blood sugars be way out there? And I kind of got it from my mom too. But they care. They just... So, if you forget to do a blood test, the best way to get back going is as soon as possible do another blood test. If you forget to take your shot, don't say, oh, well, yeah, I can wait till no, because by the end of the afternoon, you're not going to be at your peak. Take your shot as soon as you're able to. You may have to work on bringing some blood sugar down. My worst sort of day for doing this is I would get up, get dressed, do everything, race out the door. It's usually when you're late. I would say, oh, I don't have time for breakfast. The alarm should have been going off. I'd get to work, I'd work, and then around 10:30 is when it would really sort of hit. And oh my God, I didn't have any means. I would have to go to, where did I have to? Either a mall, which was about 10 blocks away, or I had to go to a small drugstore, which run by a husband and wife who ran my old drugstore before. So if they saw me, they knew, and I would be able to get insulin that way. But you also, don't forget, you have to get your insulin. You probably are going to have forgotten your syringes. I was able to have kind of a little lockbox in my desk. And I got spoiled with that lockbox. And when I went working at a different company and was managing a store, general manager of a store, I just threw stuff into my briefcase, went to work, someone knocked over my briefcase, and the syringes fell out. And that caused a whole bunch of... I didn't forget my shot, but I took control and HR was not on my side. Oh, this person thinks you're a drug addict. You have to prove, you have to show them a note from your. And I said, I don't need to do that. You need to explain to her that I'm a diabetic. Hello? And then I'll speak to her with someone else present. I wasn't mad at her for saying she did what she thought was right. Awesome. But why are the diabetic put on trial? So don't forget your insulin. Don't forget to do your blood tests. Come up with a routine that works best for you. Whether you're going out the door, just go through a checklist. Did you do everything? Yay or nay? Think about it'll save you time at work, and you can concentrate on work while at work. Don't forget things. Have a great day, and we'll talk later. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.